Hey, what's up? My name is PJ, and in this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to not get ripped off by Adobe. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so this video is going to be a little bit of a ranty kind of brain dump sort of video. I've been thinking a lot about this over the last few weeks. Basically, I renewed my Adobe CC subscription. I am currently subscribed to the photography package, so it's like $10, $12 a month Australian, I can't remember, and you get Lightroom and you get Photoshop. There's a couple of small updates during the year, nothing really to get too excited about, but yeah, renewing the program, it made me really think. First of all, Adobe's lifted the prices. In Australia, you have to now add on GST, so they've raised the prices by 10%, possibly even more because of the exchange rate. I can't remember, but the prices are higher than they were, and I'm completely powerless, to be honest. I have to just go with it because at this stage I'm so reliant on the Adobe CC ecosystem, and I think most of us are, right? I really love Lightroom, and as far as I know, there's no real replacement for Photoshop. Not that I use it a whole lot, but it's still a very necessary part of my workflow. So yeah, as much as I've loved Lightroom, I've also had my gripes with it as well. I know a lot of people tell me, and I totally agree, I have to say, that it's just slow, it's too slow. I thought maybe it was just my computer slowing down because it's kind of getting on a little bit, but everyone says the same thing. Sorting through RAW files, and particularly the fact that RAW files are getting bigger and bigger with cameras like, the D800 and the 850, and I wouldn't even want to attempt shooting medium format on Lightroom. But anyway, files getting bigger and the program's getting slower. The more my catalog grows, the more I realize that it's just not an efficient way to work. So I'm very seriously I've been working a little bit for another photographer, and I've noticed that in the commercial industry, in the fashion, commercial portraiture world, the industry standard seems to be, in my opinion, Capture One. And that's because most of these photographers, especially shooting in a studio, will shoot tethered to Capture One. And they have their own sort of looks. I can't remember what they're called exactly. It might just be called looks, but they have their own preset system, kind of like Lightroom. And they have their own editor, their own processor. I would like to maybe do some more research to see the pros and cons, but I'm actually going to get my hands on Capture One. It's not too expensive. From memory, it's only a couple $100 maybe, or between $100 and $200. I think you might even get a couple of licenses, so you can put it on 3 different computers. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong, but I'm definitely ready to take the jump and give it a try. It's especially going to be another handy skill to have for me assisting other photographers, because if you're going to assist or digi for someone else on a shoot, you need to be able to know the program in and out. You need to be able to troubleshoot, and you need to be able to you need to be able to work with it without having to think and without having to look stuff up on Google, basically. So that's one way, and another really important way is the video editor. Like I mentioned, I currently subscribe to the photography package. Now, the unfortunate thing there is it doesn't include video editing. Now, I've used Premiere in the past, and I've used Final Cut Pro, and I don't, to be honest, love either of them. I don't know. Especially, I think it's the fact that I don't really get paid to do video. Like my jobs, my photography jobs are photography. I don't do much filmmaking outside of this channel, so I don't really make money from making my videos. So I really can't justify the extra that it costs to get the whole Adobe suite. My understanding is for $10 a month you can get the photography package, or you can buy one app outright for $20 a month. I think that's how it works. So for example, if I wanted to get the photography package and Premiere, I would have to pay $10 for Lightroom and Photoshop and $20 a month for Premiere as well. So that's a big jump for something that's not a paid part of my business, of my offering. And then of course from there, you can jump up to the $50 a month package, which is the whole suite. And it's kind of like, if you're getting 3, you may as well get the whole suite for that extra $10 a month, even though I don't need any of those programs. So you can kind of see the predicament here. If you're lucky enough to be studying, or you're a teacher, or perhaps you have someone in your life that is a teacher, then you can get the education package. I think it's like $25 a month or something, and you get a bit of a discount on the whole suite. But that's not the case for me. Like I said, I subscribe to the photography one, and I've been looking for other options. And that's how I actually came across Davinci Resolve. I saw Dave Dugdale did a video on it, and it made me really interested. Dave Dugdale is a big YouTuber in the DSLR video scene, and he's been shooting and editing his videos using Davinci Resolve for quite a while now. So I looked into it, and they have a very professional offering. From my understanding is the industry standard for color grading is the Davinci Resolve system, Davinci Resolve Studio, I think they call it. And that's, I can't remember how much it was. I'll put it up on the screen because I don't have anything in front of me. I'm just talking from the dome, but they have that option, and it's got some professional features like you can share projects, you can work on projects with other people, and some other, to be honest, not that important stuff for someone like me or most of the people watching this. But what I didn't realize until recently is their standard offering, the Davinci Resolve 14 software, is completely free. There's, as far as I can tell, and I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, no strings attached. The layout is beautiful. It's a really pretty program to look at, and I'm pretty sure it has all the features that Premiere and Final Cut have, completely free. Now, I will say it's been a little bit of a learning curve. There's been a few quirks that I've had to figure out as I go, but the fact that I'm not loyal to any other software means it's overall been a pretty smooth transition. And it is also quite important to me that the program look and feel beautiful to use. So to be honest, I'm really enjoying that. I think that is such a freeing notion to know that you don't have to use the Adobe products. Like I said earlier, I think Photoshop is the only one. If maybe you guys can tell me if there is if there's a good alternative to Photoshop, please let me know, because I'd be so open to trying it and finding out. But Lightroom can be replaced pretty much by Capture One, and in my opinion, at least for what I do, Premiere can be replaced by Davinci Resolve 14, which is what I've been using. I know that's been great news for me. It's taken a little bit of stress off, because the more I get into YouTube and making videos, the more I've kind of felt pressured to cave into the Adobe ecosystem more and delve into Premiere CC and properly learn how to use that and get on that bandwagon basically. But I haven't had to, and Davinci Resolve so far has been fantastic. Like I said, completely free. It's also cross-platform, so unlike Final Cut or ScreenFlow, which I absolutely love, it's not just Mac only. I would definitely recommend you check that out. A lot of people have asked, my non-photography friends have asked me in the past, how do you edit video? And the easiest solution I can give is iMovie or Windows Movie Maker, just because they're free and pretty simple. They're on every computer. But Davinci Resolve is the next step up. It is a professional level. The best thing about it is they are constantly developing it. Like I said, the color grading is already up to a industry professional standard. Like, I'm pretty sure proper Hollywood films are color graded in Davinci Resolve Studio. The editor is maybe not up to the same standard as some of the other programs, but Davinci is constantly iterating and working on that. And that's more than I can say for Adobe, to be honest. Now that we're on the subscription package, now that we don't have to, pay $500, $600, $700 for a new program every 3 or 4 years, they don't have to keep upgrading and improving it in those big steps ahead. They can just iterate and improve slowly and add new function for cameras and whatever, and that's enough to keep us on board, because we're also dependent. What I'm basically trying to say in this long-winded way is there is life outside of Adobe. Lightroom's great. I really love Lightroom, but it's just not performing at a level that I want it to. So I'm really keen to give Capture One a try. I think it's going to be a really good skill to have regardless, even if I have to keep both for a while because my entire catalog is in Lightroom. And more importantly, you don't have to pay for the whole Adobe suite just to get a video editing software as well. Davinci Resolve is free. So far, I really love it. Like I said, there's been some quirks, but I honestly can't believe how good it is and free at the same time. So that's been really, it's been really cool to find out. I've really enjoyed learning to use it, to be honest, and it's saving me a whole lot of money. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you learned something, give me a big fat thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.